Hello, I hope everybody's getting this. I had a hard time a minute ago trying to upload, but I'm back, so maybe you'll find me again. Today's a kind of a rough day for me. It's my son Corey's birthday. He would have been 34 years old today, so it's my third birthday without him. He's been gone about 2.5 years. And I just really I felt like talking about him and celebrating him. And I just was hoping that people would come on and talk about it with me. You know, sometimes we have days like that we just need friends. And you guys are my YouTube family. Thank you. Good to see you, Story of Dory or Thomas, whichever you want to be called. Good to see you, Nellie. Thank you for coming. Savannah, thanks. I appreciate dropping by and showing love. And the Illuminator, hello, good to see you. Hope you illuminate some light on me today. Lori Faith, for today. Hey, Donna, sending hugs and much thoughts as you celebrate. I appreciate that. Love and kisses from the Maui Con girl. Thank you so much. I need all the hugs, all the kisses, and all the love I can get today. It's one of those days. The Queen's Princess. Hello, good to see you, Queen's Princess. And Joyce Stewart, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Night Shame. Oh, yes. He says, I have a message to bring. Well, Night Shame, bring it on. I'm ready for any message you got. Night Shame has an amazing voice, by the way. He should have been a professional storyteller. I love you too, Maui girl. Okay, Night Shame says that there's a troller impersonating his account and has brought friends to try and attack his friends and spreading malicious lies. I say don't believe it. Can't believe that stuff. Anything malicious, throw it out the window. That's not a good thing. Michael McReynolds, it's so good. Yeah, you told me you'd be here, and it's good that you're here. How late is it where you're at? I don't know. To here, it's not that late. It's just a little past 7:30. Gracie Jane. I can't stay, but just wanted to drop in and say hi and send love to your way and your family. Thank you, Gracie Jane. I appreciate that. Thank you, Queen's Princess. She said she's always going to be here for me, and I really appreciate it. Hazy Days. Thanks. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming on Rant Gems' stream earlier, too. I just love you to death. And I know that you understand all too well how lost can be. So thank you for being here today. Face Squad. Hello, Face Squad. Good to see you. Oh, Michael McReynolds lives in Indianapolis. Well, you're not that far from me. I don't know if I've befriended you on Facebook yet, but you should, because you might be able to come to one of our shows sometimes. Grumpy Poo's back. Said still waiting on the cowboy boots. Well, I got a lot on my plate at the moment, but I'm still thinking about you and Fluffy both in them boots. So you have to drop your size for me down in the chat, and we'll see what we can do for you. Well, anyway, as everybody comes in, and I just want to talk about my son, Corey. You know, there's been a lot of questions about him, and I want to tell you how special he was. Yeah, I did a show in Kokomo a few weeks ago. Sometimes I play in Lafayette, too. So I don't know which would be closer for you, but I play, you know, not that far from you. Anyway, this is the first birthday that I have not spent in the garage by myself. I want to show you a little bit of his artwork. He was amazing in so many ways, but I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to put it. Okay, there you go. If you can see that. My son Corey drew that. That's Salvador Dali. He was a big fan of Salvador Dali. He was a really good artist, and he wrote a lot of songs. He wrote over 200 songs. And he was so funny. He'd always make you laugh. He looked just like me. And he had a beard, though, you know, as he got older, but he looked just like me. And I still remember the day that he was born. You know, my dad called at the hospital and he wanted to know who he looked like. And when I said he looked like me, he was there in 5 minutes or less. I don't know how he got there that quick. But, you know, Corey was just an amazing soul. And he started talking at like 17 months old. And when I say talking, I don't mean mommy and daddy. His first word was, Mommy, can I have a cookie? And I understood him the whole day. He just kept talking about everything he wanted to talk about. And he was strange that way. And I don't think he ever quit talking from the time he was started. He loved to talk. And I want to show you another picture. This is in a frame that my oldest boy, Travis, bought for me for Christmas and had this picture in it. And I thought it was good because it showed his joy. I'm going to try to get it up here where you can see it. Can you see it? It says, "You are my sunshine." That was my nickname for Corey, was Sunshine. And the reason I called all my kids had a nickname. And the reason I called him Sunshine was because he shines so bright. But when he was sick, you couldn't tell the sun was even there. You know, just like at nighttime, it's still there, but you can't see it. But you can see the joy on his face right here in this picture. And we was at Rand Jim's house that day. It was on Easter. And Rand Jim's was his hero, always was. And so I just wanted to show you that. Can you see that he looks like me? If you can see that he looks like me, just say, yeah, I can tell that he looks like you. That's your boy right there. He sure was. Sure was. He still is. He still is. And he did some other stuff, too. He's just so amazing. I'm going to show you. Here's a knife. That's a knife that my son Corey made. And I don't want to cut myself.
He was 13.
He was only 13 years old. I'm going to try to get it where you can see it clear. Okay, that he carved that. I don't know if you can see. That's a ram right there. And this is a moose antler he carved it out of. It's hard to get it clear on the camera. Oh, it's hard to see it, but it's beautiful. It's actually a deer. And this here was done from a railroad spike, I believe.
No.
No?
High carbon steel. High
carbon steel. Well, he did all this. He handmade this. This is a knife he handmade. And he handmade this sheath right here. It's leather, and it goes right on it.
No.
Oh, okay. And he did this when he was only 13 years old, you know. He did so many things. He inspired all of us. I think that nobody in the family would be who they are today if it wasn't for him. Just want to tell you a little bit, you know. He tested out genius level when he was in 4th grade. And he always had trouble doing his homework because to him, if he could ace the test, there wasn't no point in doing the homework. So we went round and round a lot over that because the teacher still wanted the homework. And he always made me laugh. He wanted to laugh, and he liked to make me laugh, and he sure did. He made me laugh all the time. And, you know, we go through some bad times, and he'd make me laugh. But, you know, when he was about 16 years old, I knew that he had a real problem. And I just didn't know what it was. It took a bit. We discovered that Corey was schizophrenic. And, you know, I guess a lot of people aren't real familiar with schizophrenia and what it is. And I know if Corey was here, he would want, you know, me to explain it a little bit to you because it's important that we understand that kind of disease. Most people really don't. And, you know, Corey took medication, and his schizophrenia worked for a while, that he'd have to take a medication that caused the damage to him with medication. People ask me all the times how he died or what happened. And so I'm going to tell you if you want to know. I'm an open book and tell you. But He had a seizure that lasted 30 seconds, the coroner said. He said that if I would have been there, and there was nothing that I could have done. If he'd have been in the hospital, there was nothing that could have been done. I was the one that found him, and I still have trouble with that, to be honest. You know, sometimes I still dream about it. But this is a big step for me to be here with you guys on his birthday. So the song Sunshine on My Shoulders was kind of a song that I did for him before he left this world, and he knew it. It was a special song between us, and the words fit and meant something to me. It was a really special song. And I could just play it here in the background maybe. Can you hear me okay? Can everybody hear me fine? I hope so. Thank you for sending love to me. I need it all. Let's see here. There you go. Can you hear it? Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a day that I could give you, I'd give to you a day just like today. If I had a song that I could sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water was so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a tale that I could tell you, I'd tell a tale sure to make you smile. If I had a wish that I could wish for you, I'd make a wish for sunshine all the while. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. almost always makes me smile. Sunshine almost all the time makes me smile. Sunshine almost always. God bless you too, Michael McReynolds. Thanks for the prayers. I need them all. Thank you, Faith in the Fallen. Much appreciated. Thank you, Crypt 6. AMC, good to see you. We'll go back here, see if I missed anybody that's here. Carolyn, want to be free. Thank you so much. You know, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I feel the presence of my son. It's the strangest thing. And I get feelings about things, and I would be like led to look a certain place, and I would find a certain thing. And last year on his birthday, there was just something I had to find, and I didn't know what it was. And I went through all kinds of notebooks and stuff trying to figure out what I was trying to find, didn't even know. Then I found this poem that he wrote back in 2010. And it's a very special poem, and I'd like to share it with you. Oh my, I'm getting a lot of pop-ups over there. Okay, let's see. How do I do it, dearie?
Click and drag.
Okay, he wrote this in 2010, and it was titled Unknown. It says, I want to whisper in your ear and take away most of your fear. But just a little tease of sweet, waiting until again we meet. I may die and not see you. My soul will fly to other zoos. And will we ever be so near for me to whisper in your ear? I have half a secret left to spare. I'm saving it for when you dare. I may fly to another realm, but I will let you into them. Please, just a whisper. Please hear me linger. I'm not a winner, but I'm a beginner. What a beautiful poem to find last year on his birthday, you know? Because sometimes that's what it's like. Sometimes it feels like he's just whispering in my ear, telling me something, making me feel better. And I believe that he's more alive than he's ever been. But one of the hardest, this has got to be the hardest thing in my life, is to deal with my life without my son, Corey. You know, Corey being schizophrenic, he wanted friends so bad. He trusted everybody. Sometimes they weren't the best of friends. You know, he had people that still stole his food from him even, and just awful stuff. And, you know, one day I was over there visiting, and he had some, what I call some shady characters in there. And I didn't want to leave, you know, with them there. So I just waited it out until it started getting dark. And then finally they realized I wasn't going nowhere, and they finally left and went home. And then I had to talk to Corey about, you know, being careful about who he trusted. And then I left, and I'm night blind, and I'm not supposed to drive at night. I had to drive from one town to another, about 30 miles away. And I was on that road, and I went down a country road. It was so dark I couldn't see anything. And I was really scared as I was driving, and I started praying and asking God to help me, because I didn't think I was going to make it home. You know, I couldn't even see to pull over. That's how bad it was. And all of a sudden this song started coming to me, and I began to sing this song and sing the words with it. And when I got home right away, I just come in the house, and I was so thankful I made it home, because concentrating on that song, I think, kind of helped. I recorded it right there the first time and sent it to Dave Hunt, which is, you hear me talk about him a lot. Amazing harmonica player and songwriter, and just amazing. And I told my husband that I felt that he was going to put some harmonica on it for me. And he didn't think he would, but I did. And within 3 days, he sent it back. And in less than a month, it was on the radio. And, you know, that's where this song comes from. So I'm going to share this song with you, if that's okay. I hope you like it. I'm sure you've heard it because Rant Jams have played it on his show a time or two.
Well, down another road down you way. Be wise as a serpent, harmless done, strong in mind, power and love. You know just what I'm speaking of. Wise.
There we go. Now I get it.
Life is full of many ups and downs. Sooner or later, it's down, trouble around. Take it as it comes if you get nowhere. Down another road that'll get you there. Be wise as a serpent, humble, strong in mind, power and love. Hope you know just what I'm speaking of. Wise as a serpent, harmless dove. Wise, harmless dove. Wise, harmless dove. Mama taught me not to trust no one, not even myself, just God's own son. She said sometimes you can never tell how shallow the pond or how deep the well. Be wise as a serpent, harmless dove, strong in mind, power and love. Hope you know just what I'm speaking of. Wise as a serpent, harmless dove. Wise, harmless dove. Wise, harmless dove.
Make that happen, Michael McReynolds. God bless you.
Stay awake, you got to be aware. Be able to see the wheat from the tare. Shine your light when the darkness comes. Put your faith and hope in God's only Son. Be wise as a serpent, harmless dove, strong in mind, power and love. Hope you know just what I'm speaking of. Wise as a serpent, harmless dove. Wise, harmless dove. Wise, harmless dove. Harmless dove. Harmless dove. Harmless dove. Harmless dove.
Thank you so much. Did I see Rant Jams in here? Huh?
Yes, we did the Motard.
And WV Motard's in here too? I don't see him. Where's he at? He's in there, somebody said. Well, if I see him again, I don't know if he's got a wrench, but he definitely deserves one. That's for sure. Where's he at?
Right there.
Right there, he said. Where?
Right below the hearts.
Right below. Oh, he does?
In every Motard.
Oh, W.V. Motard. Well, good evening, W.V. Motard. Good to see you. Where'd you say Rant Jams was?
See?
There he is. Good to see you, Rant Jams. Thanks for coming in. You know, we're just celebrating Corey today because today's his birthday. And, you know, I've always talked about my kids. I've always been really proud of them. And just because he's in another realm don't mean I'm going to quit talking about him. If he was in Hawaii, I'd still talk about him. And he's in a place prettier than that, you know. And I wanted to tell everyone that, you know, he accepted Jesus 2 weeks before he left this world. And, you know, you never know. Every breath is really a gift, and it's a special thing. Nobody knows when the last time they're going to see somebody. And it's really hard. I had 2 parents that died of cancer, and I watched them suffer horribly before they left this world. And with Corey, it wasn't like that, you know. I seen him on Friday, and we laughed. We talked about all kinds of stuff. And we even talked about what we wanted at each other's funeral. And I never dreamed that I would be the one that would be burying my son instead of the other way around. But Corey, I mean, he inspired all of us. He was smart. Oh, he was so smart. He taught himself all kinds of stuff. You know, he's the one that got me start doing videos and telling me I could do it. And he's the one that said, Mom, you can also have your own recording studio and you can do that too. But, you know, at that time I didn't think I could, but, you know, he helped me. He helped me to do a lot of things. My CD that I have that I sell on Amazon that I wrote all the words and the music to. Corey's the one that did all that recording before I even knew how to do it. He sure did. And when he was a teenager, you know, he got this video camera. And it was one of them old, you know, VCR cameras. And he did so much fun with it. I mean, before YouTube was YouTube, he was doing stuff like that, you know, making it you couldn't think possible on a VHS, but he did it. And, you know, I kind of, you know, since he left this world, a lot of things have happened. And one of the things that happened is my oldest boy graduated from college. And I kind of think that, you know, Corey got to see that somehow. And, you know, Rant Jams and everything that Rant Jams does, I think Corey kind of sees that too. And sometimes I just feel his presence so strong. I can't deny it. You know, I've had dreams where he's talking to me. And sometimes I just feel the love. I don't even know. It's hard to explain that, you know, unless you've had that happen. And if any of you has ever had that happen, let me know in the chat, you know. Let me know if you had it happen. Oh, Mark Fun Jones has got to jump in bed. He says he's got stuff to do before my show. Sending good wishes, vibes your way. Life is a blessing. Cherish every day. Boy, that's the truth. You got to cherish every moment. Every moment. You know, I don't know what people do that don't have hope. Some people don't have any hope. They don't have, you know, they don't have any belief. They think this is all there is. Well, I definitely don't believe that's all there is. And my experiences tells me that it's more than that. And Corey just did so much stuff. I mean, I don't even know how to begin to talk about Corey. He was one of a kind. The closest thing I got to him is Rant Jams for sure, and he's one of a kind too. I've been really blessed with 3 amazing, talented children. It's made me laugh. It's helped me go on when I didn't think I could. And I'm so thankful for that. You know, a lot of people never have that, so I'm real thankful for that too. You know. Okay, well, if any of you's got any questions or anything, I'd be glad to answer them for you. So that's up to you. I will say that there was a dark point in his illness before we knew what was wrong with him. And, you know, I couldn't figure it out. You know, I thought maybe he had a little rebellion. And it was much more than that. His mental illness, you know, for schizophrenia, people, it seems like they, in their teenage years, the boys, and for the women, it's, you know, later on. But he was doing things that I I just couldn't figure it out, you know, why he was acting a certain way. And, you know, he was very scared to tell me that, you know, he was experiencing some of the things he was experiencing. And he went into a really deep depression. And, you know, he tried to end his life when he was a teenager. It was very terrible. It was very frightening. And when I looked at my son's eyes, you know, during that terrible time, he didn't seem like there was no light on. You know, they looked black. You know, it was just an awful thing. And I wrote this song for him, and I sang it to him. Oh, I sang it to him every day. I sang it to him more than once, every day. And finally, you know, he started coming out of it. And, you know, he always told me, you know, Mom, you know, if something happens to me, I want you to know that I didn't do it. That I didn't do it. That it's not something that, you know, I did. So I'm going to share this song with you because if any of you is experiencing any kind of depression or anxiety, maybe it'll help. Okay, so I'm going to play it. It's called Silence of Your Spirit.
Don't keep inside your sorrow, ain't all to yourself. There are those of us who love you, who really want to help. If I could, I'd hug you, make everything alright. Life is not that simple, but the answer's not suicide. Silence of the spirit sings high above the wind, crying in the wilderness, my humble friend. Silence must be broken for the healing to begin. Silence of your spirit sings high above the wind. It's your pain, that's my sorrow, always it will be. From the first moment when God gave you to me, everything I have, begging of you now, hold on to the light. You gotta find a way somehow. Silence of in the wilderness, my humble friend. Silence must be broken for the healing to begin. Silence of your spirit sings high above the wind. All my life I've seen sorrow, I won't lie to you. There has been many a day I didn't think I'd make it through. With God's help and others' weak need I have stood, strong against the dark, learn to see the good. Silence of the spirit sings high above the wind, crying in the wilderness, my humble friend. Silence must be broken for the healing to begin. Silence of your spirit sings high above the wind. Silence of your spirit sing high above the wind.
Thank you. Thank you, says TFA, says very touching lyrics. And Whistle Pig from the 208 says great voice. Good to see you here. You see, that song's so important because that's how it is. You know, you can't bottle things up. You got to talk about it. And I guess that's why I'm here doing this, you know, because I got to talk about it. And I've never seen so much love as I seem like on YouTube. It's been such a blessing for me. And I don't want people holding things in that they need to talk about, because that's, you know, that's not a good thing. You know, like I said, the last 2 birthdays of my son Corey's, I've spent in the garage by myself watching videos, crying my eyes out. And, you know, I know I miss him, but I know I'm going to see him again. You know, what do you do when you don't believe that you're going to see somebody you love so much again? For those of you who don't believe that, I'm praying for you, because I don't know how you guys get up and every day. That's what keeps me going. And I got to do what I've got to do, you know. And I do always give Rant Jams credit for bringing me back some joy that I really needed, that I never thought I'd feel again. Because he sure has. He's made me laugh. And, you know, earlier he did this stream that was just crazy, to just, you know, imitating Furburger. You guys know who he is. And he just kept, you know, singing the same thing over and over and over again, which I told my husband, Dennis, I said, you know, boy, Corey would have really laughed at that. You know, he would have found that really annoying and really funny. You know, my kids are very spontaneous. You know, they've always done things on the fly. And when, I don't know, Corey must have been about 15, and he had these fake teeth, you know, that you put the teeth in the mouth and it just looks awful. You know, it's just yellow and crooked and buck tooth and just gnarly, you know, gnarly. But they look so real. And his teeth were just like mine, you know, but he put these fake teeth in his mouth. And we went to go see a movie. And this lady yelled at me for about 20 minutes, telling me how I need to get my son's teeth fixed. Isn't that funny? Oh, and of course, he didn't tell her any different. You know, he just laughed. You know, that's how he was. He was just funny. I'm a better person than I had him. And if somebody would have said to me, you know, we could take all this pain away and you would have never, you know, he would have never been born and you wouldn't be having this. Well, I'd rather have the pain, because it was worth it. It's worth having my son, Corey. And he touched so many and he did so much. And I'm real emotional. I thought it just would be a lot easier for me to do, but trying to, you know, just to explain, it's just overwhelming, because he was amazing. Thank you, Thomas. He said that was great. Well, thank you so much. And it's really nice because I'm not in the garage. I'm here talking to you. And I'd much rather be talking to you than be sitting in the garage. So thank you guys for all your love and support. It's been really amazing. I wish you could hug me too, Thomas. I need all the hugs I can get. I need every one of them. Every single one of them. I can't imagine the joy when I see him again, what that's going to be. It's going to be amazing, because I will see him again, and I know it. How old was Corey? Corey was 31, which is Rant James's age right now. He was 31 years old. When I found him, I thought he was sleeping. And he was sitting up on the couch with his legs crossed, and he had a real peaceful look on his face. And I was so relieved when I found him, and when I seen him, I went up to him and went to shake his leg to tell him, you know, hey, Corey, you know, I'm right here. When I did, I realized he was stiff and he was cold and he was gone. When the police came, they kept wanting to take me to the hospital, and I kept yelling at them, telling them to take my son to the hospital. My mind just didn't want to really accept it. It's a process. The first year, I kept thinking I'd wake up and it's a bad dream. None of it ever really happened. And the second year, I was realizing that I wasn't waking up. And now I'm starting to just, deal with the acceptance of it, just to accept it, and it's hard to do sometimes. But I trust God that he knows more than I do. And I know that he's not sick anymore. Corey's just fine, and he's doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Thomas just said that it was the same as his brother, and he was found by his wife and thought he was asleep 2 weeks after his 40th birthday. I'm sorry, Thomas. It's really hard when you lose people suddenly. It's hard to lose anybody you love, but when you're not expecting it, when they're not sick or anything, and they're just here one day and gone the next, boy, that's a hard pill to swallow, And, when you lose a child or a son, he wasn't a child. He wasn't 5. He was 31, but he was my child. He was my boy. And we talked, about 10 times a day. He had this psychic connection with me. I could get up at 2 in the morning and to go to the bathroom. And he'd call me and say, Mom, are you up? I'd say, yeah, I'm up. How do you know I'm up? Well, I just knew you were up, He was very much like that. We just had a connection. And we always had that, from as long as I can remember, we had that connection. Yeah, Thomas says not a day goes by since 2009 that I don't think about him. Yeah, I know. I think about Corey constantly. I do. But I know that Corey doesn't want to see me crying. He wants to see me happy. And, he lets me know. He has a way of letting me know that I'm going to see him again and that it's okay. And that he's right here, whether I realize it or not. He's still with me. Well, thanks, Mama Mike. Did you go to church? I don't know if he said he was going to go to church. So I don't know if he made it to church or not. But thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. That's right. I really liked what Thomas said, the story of Dory. He said, you never heal from the pain. You just learn to adapt. That's true. People say, well, aren't you done grieving? You get over it. You get over it. But you never get over it. And you just learn to live with it. That's what you do. You don't get over missing somebody. You just don't. And so I'm trying to focus on what I have in front of me, but it's his birthday. I want to celebrate my son, and it's a special thing. Oh, okay. Mama Mike said I am there now still, but I had a break for a second. And I don't know if Rand Gems is still here. Are you still here, Rand Gems? I don't know if he's still here. If y'all are, type something in the chat. Maybe everybody left me. I don't know. Just 2 people here with me? Wow, there's only 2 people that came. I'm so sorry. Really? Only 2? There was more than that. But they left me? Now. I have 2 now? Wow. I didn't mean to bring everybody down. I just wanted to talk to my son. Oh, Red James is on Conan right now. That's funny. Yeah, I think he's headed for that, Mama Mike. I think he's headed for more than Conan. I started with 20 and I brought them down, Thomas. They said they didn't want no part to talk about that. That's a shame, because I just really wanted to talk about my son. And I always try to uplift everybody, and sometimes I need a little uplifting too. Hey, we all do, don't we? I've got something I want to read to you. Death's nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you. The old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used to. Put no difference in your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnness or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoy together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is death but an negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind because I'm out of sight? I am just waiting for you, for an interval somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. You know, that's meant a lot to me, what I just read to you, and I hope it means a lot to you too. You know, I take life one day at a time. That's all I can handle. Any more than that's too much. You know, and I got a lot of things ahead of me that I just know God's going to work it out. He's took care of me this long, and he's not going to quit today. And, you know, when I go home, I go home. And I sure will be rejoicing. So I just wanted to do a quick stream, and I'm sorry if I bored you guys or let you guys down. I didn't want to. I just want to talk about my son. Does anybody have a song they want to hear before I go? I'd be happy to do one for you because that's what Corey would want me to do. Well, thank you, Joyful Show. I don't want to let anybody down. I just want somebody to talk to. Imagine. Well, that sure is a great song, isn't it? Well, I tell you, Rant Jim's wife, it's a beautiful song, but I couldn't sing it without crying. Give me something else, you know. Give me something I can do that's not going to make me cry. It's hard. Amazing Grace. That's a great song. I can do that. Hold on, I'm going to get a drink. I think I'm just going to sing it a cappella. How would you guys think about that? Would that be okay, Mustang Sally? Oh, Rant Jim's wife, you're funny. Yeah, that is a good song. I do like it. But I think I'll do that on another stream. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I have first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. And it is grace that has brought me safe thus far. And God's grace is going to lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We have no less days to sing God's praise than when we had first begun. God bless you. Good to see you exploring with Fluffy. I sure love you. AMC. One of these days, I'm hoping to meet you face to face, because right now, if you was here, I'd hug you as tight as I could. Good to see you. J-Fold Show. Evil Wicked Buffering. Was my channel buffering? Was my stream buffering? J-Fold? I was buffering. Oh, no. Maybe that's why I lost so many people. I didn't mean to. Am I buffering now? Well, thank you for supporting me, Rand Jam's wife. I sure appreciate it. I sure do. Thomas, the story of Dory says, you can't even begin to know how much you make me feel better, Donna. But you make me feel better too. And that's what I'm saying, you know, talking about stuff and not holding it in. It's a relief to know that somebody understands how you feel. Sometimes you got to let it out, you know. And I want everybody to feel welcome here, just like Cap 7 does and like Green Bay does. I'm the same way. I don't care, you know, what your religion or your sexual orientation or what color you are or anything. You come in here and I just want to love you. And I think that's what life's all about, is lifting up each other. That's what it should be about anyway. Well, okay, Rand Jim's wife, are we not going to go do karaoke? Because I won't be on here for hours. I'll be getting off here in a little bit. So if you still want to do karaoke in honor of Corey, I would sure go do it. Hi, Tyler McLellan. Maybe I said it right. I have a hard time with last names. Good to see you. Well, how I'm doing this evening is I'm talking about my son Corey, because today would have been his 34th birthday, and I'm telling everybody how wonderful he was and some of our struggles that we went through. Yes, AMC, Thomas is awesome. Hello, Lowe's girl, good to see you. Glad you made it in. Yeah. Talking to others if relief. Thanks for the song. Yeah. Does anybody else have any other songs that maybe I could do in honor of Corey or celebrating him? There's a whole bunch, I guess. I used to do this one song for, like I said, all my kids I had a special song for. And my song for Rant Jams was Bridge Over Troubled Water. And my song for Corey was a song called Heavenly Sunshine. See, I called all my kids, you know, my youngest boy, which is Rant Jams, I called him Starshine, because he always seemed to know what direction to go when nobody else did. And I called my oldest boy Moonshine, because when things got dark, he was the first to come to try to shine his light, try to help people. And I called Corey Sunshine, because he was just like the sun. He shined so bright, brighter than anything. But when he was sick, the night came and you couldn't tell. You couldn't see the sunshine, even though it was there. That was their names. That was their nicknames. I had other ones, but I won't tell you. But those was my main things that I used to talk about. Hello, Kels. Good to see you tonight. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Lois girl. I really appreciate you thinking of me. It's been a crazy day for me, but I'm still here. I'm still going. Emotional, very emotional day. Boy, everybody's saying hi to everybody. Am I still buffering? Can you let me know if I'm still buffering? J Fold Show said, what's funny is my main interest has always been writing. I only perform musically because there's nobody else around me that can do it better. Well, rock on, Joyfold Show. I guess he's the greatest. Rock on. Okay, Riley Durham, he says, Riley, hey, what's up? How are you doing today? I'm doing good. How about you today? My best friend that goes to my school has to gallbladder surgery. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I had gallbladder surgery, and I had a bad gallbladder for about 16 years. It almost killed me. So I'm glad that your best friend's getting it done and not letting it go that long. That's for sure. Oh. J-Fold Show said he would prefer, or Joyfold Show, I'm sorry, prefer to write for someone else easily. You mean songs or you mean books? What you like to write songs? I love to write songs. I get a lot out that way. I think it's important sometimes, just to pour your soul out to a song. I actually have another song that I could play for you, but I got to find it. Just give me a second here. Shadows, shadows, shadows.
Where's it at?
Just give me a minute. We're going to work on trying to find it. This is a song that I wrote that about my grief. My oldest boy is in Purdue, and he did this movie. And he asked me to write a song for the movie. And when I wrote this song, I got in touch with my feelings. So I'm just going to play it for you and see what you think.
Where are you? Can you see me? I'm alive, not dead, feel me screaming. Hold my hand, help me stand, my soul is bleeding. Hearing music in the distance, I can't make out the words. Feeling the fear, my heart beating, wishing it were yours. I see shadows from the corner of my eye. Are you watching? I hear your voice inside my mind. Are you speaking? Get me off this ride. Everything has died inside. What is real? Who is here? I feel empty. I am tortured by my pain without no pity. A lost lamb, a wounded ram, the wolves have found me. Blinded from silent tears. I can't see the light. See the pain in my own mirror. Change day to night. I see shadows from the corner of my eye. Are you watching? I hear your voice inside my mind. Are you speaking? Get me off this ride. Everything has died inside. Who am I? Where are you? Can you see me?
Yeah, that was a song that I wrote about my grief. And anybody that's ever went through grief probably can relate to it a little bit. Well, let's see. I had one more thing, but I don't know where it is, so we'll figure out. Let's see. Maybe I'll find it. I'm trying to open it here. I'm opening today. That's not it. It was something I did today, but it's hard to see it. Okay. Recent. Let's try that. Well, I think I need new glasses, but they tell me I can't get 20/20 no matter what I do, so I'm pretty blind as a bat. It says Corey in there or something. My husband's got to help me. I can't see. Yeah, you got to make that bigger so I can read it and maybe I can see it. I want to get off of here. There's not many in here. Probably just, like I said, I didn't want to bring anybody down. I just needed to talk. Sometimes everybody does. And I just wanted to say that to Corey, that I made it through your 3rd birthday without you in this realm called Earth. I don't know how I've made it so far. Each day has been one day closer to seeing you again. I still feel your presence, and I know that you're still watching over me. Life on earth is not the same without you, and it never will be. And I hope you got to see Travis graduate. And I hope you know that I got to do that duet with Dave Hunt, that song you love so much. I miss you every moment. And your brother, Grant James, is now writing songs that I know you would enjoy. I hope you've gotten to hear them, and I hope you've laughed with them. I take you with me everywhere I go, and I always will. I love you, son. I will love you forever. And I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, happy birthday. And one day at a time. Heavenly hugs. Love you. Keep me in your prayers, and we'll keep you in ours. And thanks for listening to me. Oh, hello, Dream Walking Angel. Glad to meet you too. God bless you all. Thanks for being here with me and letting me just talk. Sometimes I got to do that, you know. I'm really good about lifting up people, but sometimes I just have to get it out. Thank all of you wonderful people out there on YouTube for helping me to deal with the loss of my son and for bringing me love and joy in my life again. God bless you. Have a beautiful day.